contract, 2, 3, 4, relax. This is one of those moves that's been able to help me gain more hamstring mobility and length, and also keep it and have a strong position in the bottom of my pike. This is the hamstring CRACR. It has been one of the most beneficial movements for me in terms of opening up my hamstrings and being able to keep the range of motion in my hamstrings. It stands for contract, relax, antagonist, contract, relax. It's a bit of a mouthful, but essentially what it means is we're able to stretch the muscles that are in their lengthened position, but at the same time strengthen the muscles that are in their shortened position. And this is actually a really key concept for you to understand about stretching and stretching effectively, because we need to be able to strengthen the muscles to the equal extent that the opposing muscles can lengthen. I think the best way to understand that is just by doing this exercise. Now, you shouldn't have to really hike your leg up to be able to get into this stretching position, because then we're going to be compensating by leaning backwards just to get the leg up. So I recommend starting with something quite low, and then over time you can build up to a higher level. Now, the first position that we put ourselves in is just putting a little bit of pressure into the heel, keeping a straight knee, and then leaning forward. Now here, I want you to dial up the intensity by pressing that heel just about 10% at the start, and then really dialing that up to about 80, 90%. That's the contract part. Now we relax. Now we go into the antagonist. So we're now strengthening the opposing muscles, which in this case is the hip flexor group. We want to keep this glute on to keep us nice and stable. And then here we contract, squeezing the quads, 3, 4 seconds, and then relax. So that's where the CRACR part comes in. Don't progress too high too quickly. If you have to overextend through the hip and compensate like this, you need to go lower so that you can actually engage the glute, keep the knees straight, and not too much arch in the back or hiking at the hips when you try and lift your leg up. The extra benefit of doing this is that not only are we lengthening the hamstrings of the elevated leg, but we're also building stability in the hip, knee, ankle, and foot as we're holding that single leg position. And why is this important to hiking? Well, single leg balances are one of the best things that hikers can do. And that's because the movement pattern of hiking is really just a sequence of single leg balances, one after the other, thousands of times per day. So the better you get at single leg balances, the better you get at hiking. If you're struggling to find the really perfect height, then don't just think about elevating from above. You can also elevate from the floor, and that's going to enable this position to be a lot more comfortable for you. This is one of those moves that's been able to help me gain more hamstring mobility and length, and also keep it and have a strong position in the bottom of my pike. So one of the best things to do before you start training this movement is to test the length of your hamstrings. So to see if you can touch your toes. This is a great goal to be able to work towards. Many of us who are very inflexible, just being able to achieve that would be great. For me, I'm working even further down to a position where I can keep my hands flat on the floor comfortably when I get out of bed in the morning. So thanks for watching. Thanks in advance for trying this out yourself. Do the test, do the exercise, see if it improves. If you've enjoyed this material, if you've learned something, hit the like button and subscribe for more stuff like this if you enjoy it. I'll see you in the summit.